Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video here today with Frieren from Frieren. Straight up, just to be honest, I haven't seen the series. I saw 2 to 3 episodes. At that point in time, I couldn't get into it, but my wife loves the series. So that's why I have a figure here. I will sit down and watch it. I'm sure I'll really like it. Just wasn't in the mental mood to sit down and enjoy the series when it first came out, but I must say the animation was beautiful. So I don't know too much about the character in general, but my wife was saying a couple of the faceplates was, or at least one of the faceplate is very odd. She doesn't know why it's there or where it came from, and same with one of her hands. So I'm hoping maybe you guys who are watching this, who are really into the series, maybe you can pinpoint where it is from the series or why it was included. So I'm pretty keen to see everyone's comments on that later. Anyway, the figure itself, standard retail release, normal display of accessories, but it does come with a magic circle. That is really cool. Not something we get too often with Figuarts. Something more of a Figma type of an item, right? The plastic, backdrop that we can attach to, complete the, I guess, a scene that you want to do. So really cool we have that. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll pop it out of a box, check out what she does come with, and then do the usual articulation, finish, pros and cons, and so forth. Let's get it out of a box. So we also get the magic circle in a separate packaging which is attached behind, so I've taken that off for now, but in the main packaging, Frieren in the center, additional ponytails. She got ones that are folded over her shoulder at the moment, and we got the free flowing ones. Magic staff, we got the stand for the magic effect. 3 additional faceplates. We've got kind of a neutral smile, kind of a neutral look. The one faceplate my wife had no idea why she came with. It's kind of odd, but anyway, and then the cutesy face as well, which is cool. 2 additional pairs of hands, one for holding on the staff, and then the praying. I'm not sure if the 2 hands holding each other, but then we've got the hands together. Attachment as well, so that was a bit odd. Wife wasn't sure when she did that in the series. Maybe they just wanted to put in an additional hand, they weren't sure what to put, so that's what they went with. But if you remember why, or if it was in the series, definitely let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's get it out and we can check out that finish. So as she spins around here, I do want to highlight the colours on this figure are lovely. They're nice pastel-y, grey purplish hair, and we've got the nice kind of gold trim with the red highlights for, I guess, their buttons on her poncho and in her shirt as well. Again, the colour separation from around the trim and the base kind of off-white colouring is really nice. The grey charcoal-y leggings, and then the nice brown boots. So overall the colouring on this figure is nice. The separation between the gold and red from the button earrings is really good as well. And then again, the face printing is nice. The hair does spread out at the tip there, which is really nice. So it's not just one big solid chunk of plastic. It does have quite nice motion and flow to the hair as well, which is good. And it's kind of bunching up here before flowing over the shoulder. And then obviously the shape and sculpt of the ears are really nice as well. It does have that really good pointy elf look. Same with the hands as well, with the fingers spread out. Really nice, so good definition for all of the parts there. The way the skirt, or her upper top, I guess, trench coat is it that she wears. Anyway, that's pretty good. It does have a split down the side there which overlaps, but depending on the angle you look at, it doesn't look too bad. And then we also have some sculpting in there as well, so we get some nice clothes folds in there as well, which definitely looks nice when it picks up a bit of a light and shadow. It does give the figure a little bit more depth and detail. Let's pop it off and we can start checking out her articulation. To avoid her hair getting away with articulation, I have switched out to the other bangs, which is really cool. So nice little wee ball joint, super easy to switch on and off. They can just pop in and out easily. And then both pairs of ponytails does give you a nice range of motion, which is good. But moving over to her head, nice swivel around. There's no, I guess, design features for this figure that would hinder it. Going forward, actually pretty good. Can look down, and then looking up, not bad either. Though you will start seeing the peg underneath depending how far you push it. Now, I know a lot of people were concerned about articulation for these figures due to the character design, but the poncho here is really nice, soft rubber, and there is a split there, so it will move out of the way, so you can lift the arms up without any issue. Now the figure itself does have a pretty basic design in there, so it will have, I guess, kind of a biceps wheel, but it's on the peg, not on a separate joint, and then you kind of have to line up to cross over. But as you can see, we do get a really nice angle there, so she can cross her arms over if needed, and her hands can definitely touch, which is really nice. Now, due to the flare design, the elbow joint range can be a little bit more limited, but I think it's pretty much suitable for what you'd want from this figure. She's not super dynamic in her movement, I believe. A lot more just kind of slow walking, standing there from my understanding. The wrist peg is really nice, so decent range of motion there. It allows the hand to move back and forth really well despite the larger design or flare design of her upper top. Now coming into the upper torso range, we do get about a ½ mil forward. Going back is a couple of mil motion, which is nice, but it feels really nice and fluid. It does swivel around without too much issue. And then again for the lower half, just above the hips, it will move. The lower skirt here is soft, we can move it out of the way. So if you want, you can spread the legs out. You can do the splits, which is really good. We can also get some thigh swivel on the upper joint as well. And here's pretty decent. And then again, for the ankle, some side tilt motion, toe tip, everything pretty standard. The forward and back motion is quite small though. Again, I don't feel like it really limits the figure too much, since she doesn't kind of do extreme poses. Maybe another mil on either side could have been quite nice, but for the most part, I haven't found any real issues with articulation there. So moving over to the faceplates, this is the base neutral one. Again, I think, yeah, it looks really nice. The printing of the eyes and eyebrows is crisp and clean, and again, the color separation on the printing is really good as well. And to change the faceplate, really straightforward and simple. You can just pop the front bangs off, and then that will give you access to the faceplate, which should just slot off as well. The next face is that subtle smile. This one is really nice. Maybe my favorite though. The last one is really good, but I think the subtle smile on this face is definitely very nice, and it feels like it does match in with the series, you know, being kind of that sweet kind of slice of life. But yeah, definitely really nice. And yeah, again, all the face printing is crisp and clean. So next up is the faceplate, which my wife was really unsure about. She said it was kind of strange and she doesn't know why it's there, well, it's for, but it seems like she's doing a subtle O with her mouth. It's just very kind of like a shocked face, but not really. So if you have any ideas about this faceplate, definitely drop a comment below. Really curious actually. And then finally, this is my wife's favorite one, and you know what, next to the subtle neutral smile, this is my favorite as well, or second favorite I should say. Really cool, that kind of goofy cutesy look with the ears coming down, the squiggly eyes, and the subtle smile as well. Definitely really cool. I love these fun little wee expressions that we get with a lot of the figures now, especially from the Naruto line, the shocked face, and we even got it with the Kaiju 8 as well. So great to see them being added to all the different lines as well. So the one, I guess, pair of hands that my wife wasn't sure about either are the holding hand one, and on the box it had her in this kind of like a praying type of a pose. But yeah, it works pretty well, looks good. Again, I'm not too sure if this is what she does in the series, but kind of doesn't seem like her character. Again, drop a comment below if you remember her doing this in the series at all. Okay, so I've got the magic circle set up here. It comes with a little wee stand, really nice and simple to use. Again, we get the hands for holding on the staff. The top part pops off and you can just slide the rod up through her hands. So really easy to switch and change. And one thing that's cool for these bangs is since they are on the pegs, you can kind of move them around, get a little bit more motion in there. From my understanding, overall she's pretty stoic, doesn't show too much emotion, and when doing the magic you don't really have to chant out loud, or at least Frieren doesn't. So the real base neutral face kind of works there when doing the magic spell or casting. Just so we can get a closer look at the effect, again just thin plastic printing, but again really crisp and clean for all the lines on it. I love the kind of the runes around the side of the pattern, it looks really cool. And the stand works really well. Again, super basic and simple, but you know what, it does the job really well. Okay, so pros and cons now. Straight away, you know, I think she is actually a really cool, little bit fun figure. I love the fact we get the different bangs. That adds a lot more options to her expressions and playability. The staff looks really good, and it's simple and easy to switch on and off. The magic rune effect here is nice. It definitely is a great addition. It's something that Tamashii doesn't normally do, but very happy they did for this because it really does kind of complete the figure. Expressions. Overall nice, especially that base neutral look, the smile one and this face. That O face one is a bit odd, I'm still not sure about that. But moving over to the body, overall she can, yeah, pretty playable actually, decent posability. The soft rubber on the poncho definitely helps, it doesn't hinder the articulation, which is great to see. You know, it's not an amazingly articulated figure, it's not really going to be striking those really badass dynamic poses, but you know what? This character, she doesn't require it, so I think it's okay. She isn't Gabimaru or anything like that, so what we do have, I think really does suit the character well, and I think you'll have a lot of fun if you are really into Frieren, and if you are really after a figure representation of her. Because overall looking really cool. Yeah, maybe a statue might be a better option to go for. If you don't really care about the articulation side of things, but if you are into articulated figures, then this is definitely a great little bit option. Now for cons, I mean, yeah, outdated body, we could get a little bit better articulation, but as I mentioned previously, it doesn't really hinder her too much. Overall, I don't have any real major cons. Maybe that the faceplates could have had a slightly different arrangement. But yeah, overall she's just a really solid basic figure. Nothing spectacular or crazy, amazing or unique about her. Just a nice solid release. If you love the series, love the character, I think this is going to be a great little pickup for you. And the fact that we get the, you know, the aura as well is nice. That's probably the pose that I'd probably go with, or using that cutesy little face as well. I think that would work really well. But yeah, that is it for a review. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about this release, the accessories, the figure in general, the expressions. Let me know all of your thoughts about it. Did you pick it up, did you pass, and so forth. I know a lot of people are concerned about the next coming release. I can't even remember about the purple hair chick. Purple hair? Her apprentice. Since she has a full robe, it looks like she doesn't have much articulation, probably even worse than Frieren here. But you know, if they're only really ever standing, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Maybe like Wisp from Dragon Ball. But yeah, be interesting to see what she's like on release. But yeah, anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!